Welcome back to KCTV English News. I'm Angel Kim. Many Koreans are choosing not to gather for family reunions during the Lunar New Year's holiday due to strengthened social distancing measures. Instead, they are choosing to vacation on Jeju Island. While booking rates for hotels and flights are surging, local quarantine authorities are on high alert. Mike Laidman reports.
The booking rates for accommodations and flights over the coming Lunar New Year holiday are on the rise. Unlike other holidays during more typical times, they haven't reached 100%, but given the situation, the booking rates are quite high. Five-star hotels are currently limited by Jeju province to only operate at 2/3 capacity. And with their reservation rates reaching 65%, they are, for all intents and purposes, fully booked. Reservation rates for flights connecting Jeju to other regions are at between 70% and 80% capacity for the first few days of the holiday. Reservation rates at local golf courses, which have already been enjoying high numbers during the pandemic, have exceeded 80% over the holiday. If the number of new COVID cases maintains its current downward trend, rental car booking rates are expected to rise too. The quarantine authorities cannot for a moment relax their vigilance amid the rising hotel and flight booking rates. The expected influx of tourists to the island over the holiday weekend is, unsurprisingly, making the province uneasy, given that it has managed to keep cases somewhat low. Tighter quarantine measures will be needed in order to maintain this trend. Jeju province is planning to test all employees of local businesses that serve tourists after the Lunar New Year holiday has ended. Mike Laidman, KCTV.
Jeju Island will establish a special quarantine period from the 6th to the 14th, which is the end of the Lunar New Year holiday. In order to minimize the inflow of COVID-19 cases from outside the province, Jeju will offer incentives to tourists who submit negative test results prior to traveling to the island. The incentives will include discounts on admission fees to attractions. The province is highly recommending tourists to receive COVID-19 tests 3 days before traveling to Jeju. For those who do not get tested and are confirmed for the virus after arriving in Jeju, the province will enact a zero-tolerance policy and will reserve the right to demand compensation for damages. High-risk and multi-use facilities are required to certify safe codes or enforce entry logs from visitors. If quarantine rules are violated, such as failing to enforce mask wearing, a one-strikeout system will be applied and a fine will be imposed. The provincial government will work with administrative cities and the police to maintain the emergency work system and strengthen on-site crackdowns. Ahead of a public opinion poll on the construction of the second airport, the parties in favor of and against the airport have both launched street publicity campaigns. Two civic groups that are in support of the construction of the second airport held a picket demonstration in Seongsaneup on the afternoon of the 4th, defending the new airport. Meanwhile, an opposing group began a 3-steps, 1-bow procession on the same afternoon in the same area. Both sides plan to continue their campaigns before polls open. Thank you for joining us today at KCTV English News. Please follow us on YouTube at KCTV E-News Jeju and on KCTV's VOD service. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next week.